Hey everyone, I'm Lzzy.
I'm Joe, we're from Halestorm.
And you're watching Toasted.
Halestorm, welcome to Pinkpop again.
Yes, thank you for having us.
First time 2016. Do you still remember that show actually? Because I mean, you guys are renowned for playing at least 250 gigs a year, right? That's crazy.
I remember that show. That was it was killer. It was a great crowd, and I think we had a really good set. Ghost was supposed to be on after us, but Tobias was sick.
Yes,
we were talking to him out at backstage here, and he was like, "I don't know if I can sing tonight." And we're like, "Oh my god, dude!" But no, that was a fun time. We got here the day beforehand and saw Chili Peppers and Gary Clark Jr. and I don't know, a bunch of bands. We had a great time.
Talking about big names, dropping big names, you guys will play with Alice Cooper. I saw. What a double bill is that?
Oh, that's amazing. For me anyway, my inner 11 to 13-year-old is going nuts. Alice Cooper was the guy that showed me that. First of all, that he was the reason I found out I was not cool amongst my friends.
How come? He told you, or
I've told him this story. You know, I was 11, and my parents had just moved to a new house, and there's new neighbors, and I didn't know anybody there. And a couple of the girls in the neighborhood invited me to a sleepover, and they said, "Oh, bring your favorite CDs. We're going to listen to everybody's favorite music." So you can see where this is going. I brought Alice Cooper's "Love It to Death." And now this was in '96 when TLC was popular. There was a lot of boy bands, that kind of thing. So I remember putting that CD in with a bunch of my new friends, and I don't think we made it past the first chorus until somebody was like, "Can we put somebody else's music back on?" So I remember going back home and saying to my parents, I had fun, but they didn't like my music. So my dad was like, "Well, that's good." "Why is that good, Dad?" My life is over. Nobody likes me. And he's like, "No, because you love Alice Cooper. Because you love Alice Cooper. Not because some radio station told you that that's what you're supposed to be listening to, or because some kids say it's popular." I'm like, "Okay, whatever, Dad." But it's so funny because now I can literally trace my mission statement as an adult back to that moment where that was the reason why there are songs like "Freak Like Me" and "Miss Hyde," and why I take such a stamp on just being unapologetically yourself. So
which is a quote actually. That's actually
the
quote that I wanted to pull from Instagram that probably you posted. It's the theme of your album, of course. I think it's one of the hardest things to achieve for an adult.
Oh, just to be okay with yourself? Absolutely.
Being who you are?
I think it's something that I think we all have in common in just growing up, and it's the hardest when you're a teenager because you have no idea what's going on in your life, and then it gets difficult in your 20s too, because then you're like, well, I'm supposed to be an adult, but I don't really know, and maybe this isn't the right thing for me to do. And
what is an adult?
What is an adult? I don't even know. So yeah, it's
the tug
journey.
of the norm. Try just still. I think it's probably something we're gonna battle the rest of our lives, where you're just oh no, you're supposed to be there. Oh, actually, wait, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's amazing because I have these fleeting moments as an adult now where I'm truly okay with everything that I am, and then tomorrow I'll be like, "Oh man, but look at this," and all this stuff, and then the next day I'll be like, "You know what? It's cool. I got this." But I swear, I think that's where music comes in, because I can walk on stage, and for however much time that we're on stage, I am at my best self, and nothing else matters in my life but just let's do a rock show. Let's rock show today.
Hey, listen, back to the album. The album Fish is released 2018 summer. Basically, for you guys, it's already an older album because when I count back, you have to write it, record it. So probably the music is made in 2017-16. Yeah. Are you guys working on new stuff already?
Yeah, we are. I write every day for my own reasons, but yeah, we're building up an arsenal, and so whenever somebody is like, okay, now we're making a record, okay, let's be prepared. But
yeah, we're touring till the end of the year, really, but hopefully next year we dive back in. We'll see. We haven't made any solid plans yet, but we're always writing. We have a whole bank now of music and songs and ideas, and I don't know. We'll see what. Let's try to start to put it together one of these days.
Start the listening parties.
Yeah.
Great lyrics on this album. A lot of pain in there, though. A lot of painkillers as well. Novocaine, Adderall. Why is that?
Yeah, I think that's usually just the collective subconscious. Just, I talk to a lot of our fans and just our basic, just like the community and the people that we hang out with, and there's a lot of that stuff going on, and there's a lot of. I think more so than in recent years, a lot of people are struggling with finding their light and finding something that makes them feel important and special, and you just I'm slowly but surely doing my small part to kind of bring into just with mental health awareness and obviously just like empowerment to be yourself and a lot of those simple messages. I think that it's just important that now, for whatever reason, some people listen to what I have to say, which, for better or worse, may not always be a good thing. But if you are listening, if they are listening, I feel like it's important to put that stuff out there, I guess.
A couple of music things. You did the Dio cover, of course.
Oh, yes.
Did you guys ever meet Dio himself?
We did.
Yeah,
we did. Was that 09?
We opened up. It was the last show we ever played. We opened up for Heaven and Hell in Atlantic City, 2009. It was like in between. We were on this tour and we had a day off, and our booking agent knows that we're Dio fans, and he was like, "Hey, do you he was booking them too, and he was like, He dropped off for the last show. They had to do something, and you guys are traveling through. Do you want to open up?" We're like, "Of course we do."
It was like the stars aligned. Like,
yeah.
what? That's
and
crazy.
they were all so nice. The whole band and Dio too, and he told Lzzy all kinds of cool things. He came up to her because he was small, and he's like, "You got it, girl."
You have to reach.
Got
it.
No,
Cool.
he was awesome. And not only still, what, he was like 62 at the time, still hitting all the notes, and they were just such a great band and great musicians, but they were even nicer people, especially Dio. And obviously the rumors were true, just nicest guy in metal. And I remember he walked us out to our RV. At the time we weren't in a bus, we were traveling in our recreational vehicle, and he walked us out, and he turned to me and the guy, he's like, "Stay here, I want to say goodbye to you before I leave, but I have to sign some stuff for people." So we're like, "Okay, we'll stay," and we watched him sign everything for everyone and take every picture, and then he came back and he's like, "So see you later, great to meet you guys." And I told him, I'm like, Ronnie, like, we'd understand if it's 3 a.m, like you didn't have to come and say goodbye to us, but thank you so much. And he points his finger in my face, he's like, "Is Lzzy?" And I'm like, "Yes, Lzzy." This whole thing, he's like, it's just a moment in time. It's like, you are never going to remember all the people you meet, and you're never going to remember all the venues that you played, but they are going to remember meeting you for the rest of their life. So you make it good for every single one of them. Like, "Yes, sir." And then I just realized, like, a couple years later after he passed, and it's like, oh, wow, he was making that moment for me, because now I have that, with him. And I thought that was awesome and magical. So
beautiful story. Hey, of course your time is limited, so I have to rush this. You did this great cover with Stone Sour, "Gimme Shelter," and I was listening to it, and I think "Gimme Shelter" is one of the best tracks the Stones ever did. So I think it's also one of the hardest to cover. And to be honest, I think you kind of blew Corey. Well, you totally blew him out of the field. I love Corey, but I mean, he shouldn't have done it. He should have stuck to covering SpongeBob.
You hear that, Corey? Hey, no, we have a very friendly, almost sibling rivalry going on, and we've known Corey for years, and of course we had always wanted to do something together. But as you know, Corey is one of the hardest working men in music, and if he's not book touring, he's doing acoustic gigs, and then he's touring with Slipknot, and then he's Stone Sour. It's like, yeah, you're crazy, Corey, keeping himself busy. So we never really had the time to like link up and do something. So when they were doing their cover album, he's like, "Do you want to do the female part on this song?" I'm like, that's kind of like a singer's dream, is to do that part. And then of course, so I say yes, and then I'm like, wait, can I pull it off? So I'm in the studio, I'm like, don't suck, be good, So yeah, they're just great guys.
That's a really tough track to sing.
It is. It was one of those things where you have to kind of strap on your lady balls and be like, all right, I said yes, so now I gotta deliver. So yeah.
Well, the lady balls are definitely there.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, thanks so much for your time. Of course, summer tours. You just toured the US, which is finished. The US tour, right? Or will you be back with Alice Cooper?
Yes, we just finished U.S. and then
We did Canada, U.S. and
Canada.
go after this. We go back
I'm
to
glad you know.
U.S. with Alice, and then come back over here to Europe in November.
Oh yeah, we're coming back in November. So yeah.
Thanks again so much for your time and the beautiful music.
Thank you
man.
for having us.
Appreciate it.